comfortably, then we'll begin.
Hey, good evening and welcome, fellow babies. It's the Silly Shill Show. And tonight, we've got a couple of pretty cool things to look at and a couple of weird ones. We've got a Texas family of fives, love of Trump led them to jail and probation. We've got a woman who says she feels loved differently since her heart transplant, and she wants to know why. We've got a little breakdown on how a conspiracy theory becomes real, and we have Russia saying they've annexed the annexed Ukraine regions are under its nuclear protection. So a little bit of fuckery, a little bit of clowning around. We've also got to look back on this day in history with a couple of really cool things. But first and foremost, we're going to get right to Commander 401 with an on-the-scene report for us. So take it away, Commander.
Good evening. This is Skippers with PNN News. We are out here in a pumpkin patch somewhere in rural America near where Snoopy lives. We don't want to dock Snoopy. We've been informed by one Linus Van Pelt that one day the Great Pumpkin will come and he will appear here. And so we're waiting. Remember, Linus has waited his entire life for the coming of the Great Pumpkin. So, I always thought it was hogwash, but we're out here just to be sure. After all, Snoopy's over there, and we just gotta make sure that we don't miss the coming of the Great Pumpkin. Ah, fuck. If Linus hasn't seen it in 40 years, what chance do we have? What's that rumbling? Oh my goodness. It is. It's the Great Pumpkin rising. It's hundreds of feet in the air, and it's huge. This is awesome. Well, this is PNN News, bringing you this breaking report. We finally found the Great Pumpkin.
You've seen it first, right here, ladies and gentlemen. The Great Pumpkin is real. It's among us, and watch for him sneaking up on you. We still don't know the motives behind this Great Pumpkin and whether or not he will be friend or foe to society.
Hey, we still got the Lou Elizondo gag. What do we want to know?
Yeah.
What is it? What's its intentions?
Yeah.
What is it here for?
Yeah, what do I have that one?
Too late. The moment's gone.
Yeah, I don't even have it. Yeah, I don't have it lined up anymore. I considered it old and moved it on. I should just make a new page, but oh well, okay. Fuck that up. So what are you gonna do? That was great, Commander. That was really cool.
A lot of work.
So go ahead. Can't hear, Commander. I think you've muted again. I might have talked over you. I'm sorry.
Go ahead there, Commander.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep, all good.
All I just said was that was a lot of work and a lot of love. About 18 hours of render time, believe it or not. Spent 4 hours on Snoopy. That Snoopy model is kind of the quality that you could actually use it for making a cartoon.
Oh, cool. Oh, shit. There's a technical glitch. So, let's see here. I'm going to let you guys take it for a second and fix something because I was just notified that things are broken.
Do you guys have the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown in England?
Well, thanks very much for saying it's big. That's very kind of you to say so. Thank you. Oh, the pumpkin. Sorry. Right, okay.
No, but do you guys have the Great Pumpkin in England?
No.
The cartoon?
No.
I suppose
No idea. No idea what
aware
you're
of.
on about.
No.
You're all mad.
That's
Oh, we've
I
got
mean,
Charlie Brown.
I mean, you get everything in America. When it comes out in America, it takes about 50 years by the time it comes over here. So you've got to wait for us to come back. We've only just got the computer. Christ, it was not.
Well, real ones anyway.
Asylum tonight.
Real ones.
That always reminds me anytime somebody brings up a Gilligan's Island reference of Galaxy Quest and the aliens. Oh, those poor people. That was fucking hilarious. But so I just wanted to bring this up. There was a complete family who are one of the first to have gone completely mad on January 6th, and they were leading up to it. They were a family that were very much organizing in the background people to go ape shit and go there and, completely disrupt things. And these guys were like first through the door or first through the window and whatnot. And the entire family, children and all, are on home detention and probation. And a few of the older ones got jail. And I mean, seriously, you're willing to do that to your family and affect their lives in such a negative way over some dude who legitimately lost an election? What the hell is wrong with people?
Man.
They have a golden Trump statue that they wheeled out on March 6th, 2021 at CPAC, the same week all of Israel read about the Parsha of the golden calf. It's Trump worship. It's just idolatry.
Wow. Dangerous.
I'm liking the background tunes.
Yeah. I think it for somehow just stopped, but I'll try to figure that out in the background here.
I like it, so it must have to stop.
Yeah. Oh. I must have accidentally hit the volume because it was just too low. There. Okay. There we go. So, yeah, but, we've got some parents in the group and some people who are also like, aunt, uncle, family, yada, yada, blah, blah. And can you imagine leading your family into criminal behavior like that just because you get swept up in the moment? I just can't understand how that could ever be a thing.
And I can't imagine how any of the extensions of the family would let it happen.
Yeah. There must be...
Now the Wilsons are at it again.
But, that must be a thing. That's interesting. But here's one that has some researchers talking and whatnot as well. And this woman actually says she feels love differently since a heart transplant. So she was born with a congenital heart disease called transposition of the greater vessels. And even after some surgery, still faced many complications throughout life. At 50, she got the gift that she had prayed for her entire life, a new heart. But shortly after, something changed. She couldn't easily explain. And these are now words of her own. I don't know the first time I realized it, but I know I love my family, but I don't get that squishy feeling anymore. Thoughts and memories of loved ones used to feel warm and tingly. Now they're just more logical and factual or cold. She very much loved my husband, but I don't get so Twitter-pated anymore. And feels a really great loss from this. And there's researchers on both sides of the argument, but it's not something that's, unbelievably ridiculous, because there's actually some people saying that, there is something to genetics being a part of, the whole experience as a whole. And it's cellular memory is what one person, Dr. Michael McDonald, medical director at Toronto General Hospital's Amera Heart Transplant Center, says the term physically refers to how the body develops immunity to diseases, a process known as cellular memory. It's not it's not an unheard of phenomena. The doctor goes on to say, we all have cellular memory as part of our adaptive immune responses that keeps us safe from disease, infection, cancer, and anything foreign, and thinks that this has a part of it. That's, to me, is just wildly interesting. I mean, you know?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, as you know, for somebody who suffers from a heart condition myself, I mean, I haven't had a transplant, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, human emotions comes from the brain. You know, the brain goes wrong sometimes. That's why some people have memory problems or, problems with, depression and all kinds of things like that. And it all comes from the brain. So that's an organ. So, that kind of stuff, emotion all comes from the brain. So, I mean, if you have a change in medications, for example, I mean, it wouldn't be, outrageous to say that, maybe that's changed, had a change of chemical imbalance within the brain as well. So, but I'm not buying that somehow when you change your heart, your emotions change in some way. I don't think your emotions come from your heart. It's just a figure of speech to me. It comes from the heart.
Dr. John Walwork, former director of transplant service with the UK's National Health Service, says it's impossible for a physical organ to change your personality, your memories, or how you feel, and labels this seriously controversial science.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to have to agree.
Well, the thing is, the brain's bloody complicated, isn't it? Where you can lose a limb or have an amputated. I nearly got there. You can have your limbs amputated, but you can still feel it. You can still feel the limbs are there.
Phantom limbs, yeah.
Yeah, and there's also a thing with pain control where, if you've got like pain in your legs, they basically put like a mirror and in front of the leg that's got pain, and then poke pins into the other leg, and you go, oh yeah, I can feel that, and it kind of like takes away the pain from the other side. There's all sorts of weird things that the brain can do, and
Dr. PJ that's got it all figured out anyway, so we don't have to worry.
Well, it's got a fair point. It could just be psychosomatic. Just.
No, I meant the last one.
Oh. Oh, the spirit body. Yeah, the spirit body linked to the body. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
A lot of times when people have artificial hearts, it drives they get psychosis or depression just from it. But that's probably the sound constantly of the artificial heart. But perhaps the brain is like, because your nerves are connected to your heart, right? And it's detecting something's missing, or maybe she had the brain, when you have the butterflies or when you get excited, maybe there's just a different neural connection to the heart itself, but it has nothing to do with the brain, but rather just the interface between, how the heart used to like race in certain circumstances, but it's a little bit different now. I don't know.
But I mean, bear in mind as well, if she's had like if she was that ill, and she's become quite close to death. I mean, because messing around the heart is a dangerous thing. She might have become more sort of, how can I put it, pragmatic to her life and looking at life differently. I think somebody said it in the chat earlier on, didn't they?
Yeah, she
maybe it's
she might have just looked at her husband one day and said, "Actually, I just realised you are a dick. No wonder I feel love differently because I've just realised you're a dickhead."
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Exactly. I think, when people do get, when they come near death experiences, some people go one way and other people go another way. You get some people getting very pragmatic about their life and think, death is just part of life at the end of the day. They kind of accept it. It's kind of like, okay, well, is this it? It's just a different way of looking at people. But I'm not buying this sort of stuff that, you feel differently because your heart is somehow changed. And not buying it.
Yeah. I mean, it would explain why Darth Vader is so grumpy and pissed off all the time.
Made of angry metal.
He's more machine now than man. Bitter and twisted.
You're actually. I reckon you're Darth Vader's son, isn't it? Maybe that's why you're a grumpy cunt, DKG. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
No, Matt. I I'm his father.
You are. Oh, dear.
I did. Yeah, here it is. Here's a picture. The Empire is now helping to support the Orc army, but unfortunately, they're getting the old cast-off prototypes only.
Love it.
What is that? That is so cool, isn't it?
I saw that pic.
Steaming and a rolling. Casey Jones is coming down the track.
I saw that pic and I had to use it. Absolutely.
I want one. Get me one.
Totally right.
Take my money.
Yeah.
Imagine that thing rolling down your high street where you live.
Yeah.
You just go into the store. You just go to the local store to do some shopping in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a funny one. I love it. I think it
Thomas
really
Thomas
cool.
the Imperial Walker and friends. Poop poop.
Percy could literally be a walking dildo at that point.
Yeah, and there's a couple. They're not laser guns. There are a couple of 50 cows on the front there, aren't they? They're just like.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's it. That's going to be my new Star Wars franchise. I'll be bringing it to Lucasfilm very, very shortly. We're going to do a series, a film like Cars, where we're going to turn all the vehicles into characters and put little googly eyes on them and faces. There you go. Sold.
There was a German study in 1992 about this whole, feeling like you're different after organ transplant and stuff. And heart memory transfer was what it referred to. And the thing is the sample size of any of these kind of studies usually comes down to like one. Right? If not, maybe like one or two.
Well, it's not surprising, Dick, because they had to find a German with a heart to start with.
Yeah. And one of the most famous stories that go along on this this little tangent here is comes from the late Claire Sylvia. Her 1997 memoir, A Change of Heart, was adapted into a film as well called Heart of a Stranger. But she wrote that she felt as if a second soul were sharing her body. She experienced new desires, including an appetite for beer, junk food, and curvy blondes. What? 5 months after surgery, she dreamt about a tall young man named Tim. And she woke up.
Wait, did you say Tim?
Yeah. And there were some who called me Tim. But yeah, the dream about the guy is like all hot and romantic between her and him. And she woke up knowing instantly that Tim was the donor of the some of the parts that were now in her, and that she had some of his personality and stuff.
Someone sounds more like a boner than a donor.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
So
I think most of that's bullshit. But interestingly enough, when people have really bad food poisoning and they have to kill all the germs in your gut, some people who get transplants from skinny people, when they're fat, they actually develop new diet habits because the microbes in your gut kind of have ways of getting you to eat what the microbes want.
oh, wow.
No.
Well, it's an interesting way to look at things. I'm obviously not the best one to judge in these matters.
I'm trying to remember what of Kurzgesagt. That show, they get grants from the National Science Foundation, that YouTube channel. They actually had something in the gut biome where they said that. And since they get grants from the National Science Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they put hundreds of hours in it, I don't doubt them.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. Yeah, great. Okay. Yeah. I mean, is that
Grants from the National Science Foundation.
Yeah, okay, but even so, is that what did somebody sort of implant, kebab eating, gut bacteria into my stomach? That's why I like kebabs.
No, you just like kebabs because they go well with alcohol.
Damn it.
Sorry, no excuse here, mate. So I think we've probably, looked at that about as much as you can. There's a couple other people that have an opinion on this side and that side, but I would be very hard pressed to ever believe that, getting a lung transplant would mean that I now like to smoke grass because the person's brother's uncle's niece did or something. I mean, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. But, it's one of those things. Found it, thought we'd bring it up.
It's interesting for sure.
It is. I agree. I agree. Now, here's one that's a little bit more hard-hitting. Russia says the annexed Ukraine regions are now under its nuclear protection.
There you go.
I emphasized that on purpose for a few. But
I noticed it on all of our behalfs.
But the statement from the Kremlin came at a moment of acute tension, with both NATO and Russia expected to hold military exercise shortly to test the readiness of their nuclear weapons. If I do remember, there was also a report where the Americans have already done a scramble with the bombers and whatnot and done some testing. Anybody know of that? Let me know. You could drop it in like the live show chat in the Discord so I could get a link. That'd be really cool. But yeah, that is some scary ass motherfucking shit. Do you guys, what does the panel think? Do you think Putin is really sadistic enough and dumb enough to put everything on the line and start hitting buttons that nobody should ever hit?
My only thing is, I'm afraid so, but who would? I think the question remains: is the people around him? How willing are they to just sit there and let that happen?
Fucking right, man. I mean, I always go back to the Sting song. I hope the Russians love their children too. I just hope it applies to them all. What do you think, DK?
Oh, fuck Sting. What does he know? But I don't know. I mean, I think it's definitely a very, very dangerous situation. Thing is, what we don't want to do or say is something very, very specific that actually puts him into a corner where he says he's going to do something. Oh, hello, sex bots. He's going to do something, and something happens, and he feels the need to push the button because he said he would under certain conditions. You know what I mean? That's a scary thing. Let's just hope that the saner heads, the saner heads in Russia around him hold him back. It's a really difficult one.
Commander, what do you think?
Well, I do know that the Pentagon just made a statement that China is making credible preparations for war with Taiwan. Vladimir Putin, as far as Vladimir Putin is concerned, thinks Vladimir Putin is Russia, and Russia without Vladimir Putin is unthinkable for Putin. By the way, Putin, go to hell. They're waiting for you. He probably will get killed by FSB when he gives the order. That's probably the only reason why he doesn't. He's afraid that that will just be too much. And we also need to realize, unless they purposefully prep a nuke, we spend in the United States $10 billion per year on warhead maintenance alone. That's 1/6 of Russia's entire military budget. They probably don't have many working nukes right now.
Yeah, I'll agree there. I hope
Well,
it's even less than we think.
Don't know. They seem to have an awful lot, even if like a few percent of them work. Then well, fuck.
Doesn't take a whole bunch.
Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to bear in mind as well is that what's the Chinese leader's name? Jinping? Is it those? I always forget his name. He's been a little bit. Jinping, yeah, he's been quite critical of Putin a little bit. Well, softly so, quite often. The problem is if Russia loses support from China, Putin's gone. It's going to be one step too many for both. I think these military commanders and the rest of the political field within Russia. That there's no way they're going to stand for that. He'll be gone.
What are you talking about, Matt? How do you know? Have you been calling up the Chinese government again?
Yeah. No.
Hey, blood. How's it hanging? What is your thoughts?
It's because I read DKG. I read.
What's that?
I read reports. What's that? Yeah. No, I read. Just from listening to military analysts and reporters and stuff like that. But you kind of get that impression. I mean, for the rumors that are coming out from Russia at the moment, there are kind of like rumblings that people are not quite happy with him, and they're the kind of people as well that might well be able to be in a position to push him out if need be. But I think support from China is crucial. I think for them, I think if they lose that, then Putin's gone. Then there's no way that they're going to stand for that because they need China's backing at the moment. But I think the Chinese leadership are getting kind of seems to be the language coming from them is that they're getting a little bit impatient with him. And he's,
They forgot to mention his birthday, but they mentioned a much lesser leader's birthday. I think like Indonesia or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. So, I personally think my feeling is that I think the war will probably go on through the winter, probably through until next summer. And I think if it goes into the following winter, I think people are going to lose their patience with Putin, personally. It's going to get too much for him. I mean, if you look at these mobilization, a large percent of the troops were refusing to go because they were so badly equipped, so badly trained. They were basically more or less going on strike. A lot of them ended up going because they got the equipment they actually deserved, but or needed. But there was a lot of dissent amongst the mobilized troops.
Well, the training camps they seem to have set up are appalling.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll give you an example. There was a report of one unit. I think it was from a captured Russian soldier, and he told the story of they were mobilized. They went to this. They all went to this recruitment center. They were literally told to get on a coach. They got on this coach. They then go to this almost like this barracks. They were given sort of bits and pieces of uniforms. They were then given old Chinese and Soviet AK-47s to practice some shooting for a couple of days, and they went to do some drills for a day or two. And then they were told that they were going on to another training center. So they got in these trucks, and they didn't know where they were going. They ended up in this field right near the front. And they said, "Oh, you're going to be doing some more training." There was so they were told to set up a camp. There's no officers around. They were told to set up a camp. No officers turned up. So they sat there for a few days. No officers turned up. And all of a sudden, these officers turned up. And they said, "Right, okay, you're going to the front now." So they went down to the front, and they didn't have a clue what was going on. They didn't know where the enemy was, where everybody else was, and never a clue. And all they had was like basic equipment. Most of them didn't have sleeping bags. They just had AK-47, and then they got hit by Ukrainian artillery barrage or mortar barrage, and most of them just got injured or wiped out, and that was it. Done. And this guy that they captured was injured by this mortar strike.
Yeah, all they're doing is wasting Ukrainian bullets.
Yeah. if that's the caliber that Putin's putting into the front line at the moment, this could be over by next summer. They're just absolute shamble, really is. No, I think the only strength that Putin really has got left is his only bargaining chips is nuclear weapons. That's all he's got left. If he hadn't, NATO could just walk into Russia right now, because militarily they've got nothing left. In my opinion. But then again, you can't underestimate a defending army. I mean, we've seen that with Ukraine. So they could defend their own country. I'm just speaking metaphorically, but from a militarity point of view, he's really weak right now.
Oh, you remember that report? They're using tanks designed in the 60s. That's all they have left now. And these things can't even shoot on the move. So, and the whole design of them is so old school that they're just going to be picked off like fuck. Like it'll be like a shooting gallery. It'll be a joke.
Yeah, right. Have you seen that movie, Enemy at the Gates, the Stalingrad movie? Have you seen that?
Yes.
It's kind of like, when they go across the river, they get across the river and they get, shot up by aircraft, and then they're given the weapons. You remember, like, it was every other person got a rifle, and their order was that if the person with the rifle gets killed, you pick up the rifle and you shoot. So it was, I can almost see it like that, to be honest with you. I really do. It's tragic. I mean, they're just getting such poor equipment. I mean, even the mechanized, like the mechanized units are getting really old vehicles, and there's just nowhere near not enough of them. Some of them are actually supposed to be mechanized, and they're actually on foot.
You just wait until Putin arms them with a pointed banana. They're all, they'll be fucked. They'll be coming at them with it. Are we trained for bananas yet, Sergeant?
Oh, they don't like it up them.
I can't wait until they're down to the T-34s, because you had to shift those gears with a mallet. Believe it or not, during World War II, when those things were new, you needed a mallet to shift the gears.
Yeah.
And you'd have to be on heroin to sign up for a military that's using that. What the hell?
You gotta go faster. Put the hammer down. I am.
I used to shoot womp rats with my old T-34 back home.
Well, that's because they built the old T-34s out of tractor parts and used tractor grease.
Yeah, probably. I think if the Ukrainians start finding those T-34s, they're probably just gonna fuck that. I don't want that thing. We've got enough T-70s and T-80s they've been leaving around. Everybody don't need those shitty old things. Jesus Christ. I mean, you could spit on you. I mean, like, those tanks, you could spit on them and they'd probably blow up. With modern weapons, it wouldn't take that much. 50 cal probably take it out.
Yeah.
I like what Mark Bison says in the chat. A Russian mechanized unit at the minute is basically them stealing the washing machines.
Yeah.
Speaking of though, okay, so we're on Russia, Ukraine, and whatnot, and Star Wars has come up. So we do have to bring up. Thank you very much, sweet 70433. Dear Lord. Veteran actor himself, Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, said in an interview that he has sent at least 500 drones to Ukraine through the country's fundraising platform. And he is doing a big social media and whatnot push to, I do believe it's to try to, get others to jump in and do it. And he said, very simply, Ukraine needs drones. They define war outcomes. They protect their land, their people. They monitor the border. They're the eyes in the sky. And I'm sending, he sent over 500 so far, and he's not done yet.
Now say that again, but with the right music behind it. I'll do the music.
But I wanted to go with my friends and get power converters.
It's like, Iran are making me laugh at the moment. I mean, they must think they're really fucking stupid, right? Because there's photographs of these suicide drones, the Iranian suicide drones, hitting Ukraine. I mean, literally, you can see the shape of them. They are what they are, and they're the only country in the world that are producing these things. And they're going, "Oh no, we're not supplying them. That's not us."
What was that song? No, it wasn't me.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Yeah, just deny. It's like, Fuck off. Don't be stupid. You're the only one that's making these bloody things. What the hell?
When I hear the denials, the only thing that comes into my head is, oh, beautiful bird. Look at the plumage.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, they're not being manufactured. They're not being manufactured in our Iran. They're being manufactured in the other Iran. You know, the one over there that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Not us. Nothing to do with us.
Now, we should point out at this stage that if you do own a drone and is going through these mental issues of suicide, we will be putting the number out for a call centre for them to talk to. And if you do know one of these drones, please, talk to them.
Reach out to the drone. Yeah, reach out.
Drone lives matter.
It's Drone Suicide Awareness Month.
Drone Suicide Awareness Month. Oh, dear me.
You're not a drone and you are not alone.
You're a poet and you don't know it.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's funny. So, but you got to applaud Mark Hamill. And I mean, for a lot of people in, America and other countries that have, wealthy dollars or, whatever your monetary word is, it doesn't cost a lot for everybody to jump in and just say, yeah, here's a couple, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And before you know it, imagine how many they would have.
Yeah, but think how many he could just knock out of the sky using the Force, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but here's another thing. Should we not start a petition to see if we can't get Mecha Streisand from the South Park franchise to show up and help Ukraine? Isn't that the real goal here?
Absolutely. Probably.
Or, maybe she could just get close to the border and sneeze and blow 20,000 orcs away in one shot. But
at this rate, anything's possible against the Russians at the moment. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, what about all those fucking Marvel characters? What are they fucking doing apart from making movies? Yeah, send them over. Well, get Iron Man and DC Comics with us. We want Batman and Superman. Send them all over. Oh, hang on a minute. My sense of reality is kicked in.
Okay, here. I'm almost ready there, Matt. 1 second. Just let me get it set up in the back. I totally fucking goofed and forgot. Hold on here. Stupid is. Yeah, the show. Yeah, I don't
know what you took.
All right. Okay. So, DK, make a note. We need a replacement for M2M going forward.
Yeah. Well, we've got these other clones that they're just coming along nicely.
Yeah. They'd be no good. They'd be no good. They'd be defective. They'd be no good.
Well, yeah, I know. But that's because they're all built from Apple products. But I got a couple of mats in the air. I got a couple of mats in the air fryer right now. So just give us 15 minutes.
Oh dear me! No, I think that one of me is enough. Nobody needs two or three or many more.
That's not what your wife said when she put in the order.
Oh, ba-doom, boom. Matt, do you have his info ready? Are we ready to go here with a little shout out action then?
Yeah.
All right, let's have it. Go for it, buddy.
Right, okay, we're
Good
gonna
evening.
have
This is Skippers with PNN News.
Oops, sorry.
Down.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Hold on a second here. There. Okay. Sorry. Double layer. Oops. But we're back to normal. There you go. Try again, Matt.
No worries. So what we thought we'd do is we're going to have a weekly segment of the show. We'll build up on it a little bit. And what we thought we'd do is we'll have a shill of the week. Because once upon a time, we are shills. Once upon a time, we used to shout out other channels, didn't we? Quite a lot. So we're gonna return to doing that. So yeah. So each week we're going to have a shill of the week, and we'll sort of promote maybe an up and coming channel or a young person like this one I'm just about to do, and see if we can't share a bit of love. Share a bit of shill love. Should we do that? Yeah. So,
exactly.
So this guy I came across a few weeks ago. He does mostly shorts. He's a young guy by the name, as you can see, is Cheyenne Khan. Is that how you pronounce it? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. If he's listening, sorry I've ruined your name. So Cheyenne Khan, he's really into the kind of stuff that I'm into as well. And I would say he's about 15, 16. And he's on at the moment. He's 641 subscribers. So let me put a link in the chat. Where's the chat? Where is it?
I'm sure he's far too young to be into the kind of things you're into.
I got it, buddy. I got it. I got the link.
Don't ruin his DKG. Don't lower the tone. I'm only joking. So yeah, he's into kind of space stuff, and pretty much everything I'm into as well. So yeah, so there's the link. Go and chill him out. Subscribe. Let him know as well that who sent you one of his videos, and he's like a really young guy. I'd love to see young people kind of interested in all this stuff and excited about it. So yeah, go and show him a bit of love.
He actually puts real effort into this. He's not just like looking at his camera doing shorts. They're proper videos. They're very good.
Yeah. So
I can't wait for the day, Matt, when he does a video and he pisses you off, and you'll be there going, "Come!"
No, I don't think he's ever going to piss me off, but no, he's good. He's really good. Yeah. I mean, he gets some really good views on his videos, like really good ones, but he's only got 641 subscribers, but he's getting like 2, 3, 4, 5,000 views. Yeah, really good views. Shorts
seems to be hard to get to translate into subs. People view, but they don't sub from them. It's a very strange thing.
It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is a very strange thing. Yeah. So so go and subscribe, and let's see if we can get him up to 1,000, and maybe he can monetize his channel maybe at some point. So that'd be good.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see.
In terms of watch hours, he's probably almost there already, probably going by his views. But
I dare say that you're more into NASA than any of us.
What was that? Sorry, say again.
I said I dare say PJ is more into NASA than any of us, because he just said it looks like he's into NASA and space.
Yeah, he is. Just the sort of stuff you like. I reckon he could debate you into the ground as well. I mean, this kid's smart. He really is.
We could have him as a guest, but unfortunately, he'll only come on for 60 seconds.
What?
Really? You gotta go?
Really? You got to think about it. Think about it.
Yeah, Clive Wells says, I usually don't watch shorts. I'm the same. I don't ever have my phone in vertical position to watch things. I don't usually watch on my phone. I'm very much like on my television and my computer and whatnot. And as such, I also find shorts are a bit too short, and I'm just not into that. I have the attention span of a squirrel type content. I would like a little more.
But it's a growing trend, though. I mean, short videos are getting more and more popular. I mean, I've started doing shorter ones, and I'm getting more people watching all of my videos than I had ever done before.
I feel like the waiter from Ferris Bueller. I weep for the future.
So to keep things tight, thank you very much for coming, and we'll say good night. We're going to turn this into a short, except we're going to speed it up like 20 times.
Yeah, see, no. Just no.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, here we go. I think we gave a good shout out there. I am going to drop the cat in the Streamlabs bot to auto shill out every so often for the next few shows, and hopefully we send a few people his way. Good shout, Matt. Good call.
Nice. Appreciate it. Thank you.
So I want to shift gears here quick, and let's see here. I've got way too many windows open. This is fucking crazy. That's funny. But if we take a quick look back in history on this day, the Guggenheim Museum opened, which is a wild building. That place is crazy. Hemingway published the classic novel For Whom the Bell Tolls. Awesome, amazing Metallica song as well. And Swedish chemist, engineer, and industrialist Alfred Nobel, who invented dynamite and even more powerful explosives and founded, of course, the Nobel Prizes, was born in Stockholm. So, pretty good day in history, you know?
I wonder if Nobel won a beautiful baby prize when he was little and thought, hey, this is a good idea. I might it could catch on. I'll have to think about that.
Or I wonder, or what if it was the opposite, DK? What if he never won prizes and he was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure people don't grow up in a world without prizes. I'll create my own.
Yeah. Where
I think what happened was his. I know the story. Finish DK and then I'll go.
No, I'm just trying to think where he was. Never mind. Carry on.
My mom told me that Alfred Nobel was basically, he invented or at least found a way to commercially handle nitroglycerin. He invented dynamite by dissolving or by suspending the nitroglycerin in dynamiticious earth. You could safely transport it. And anyway, his brother, who looked just like him, died. And they thought it was him, and he read his own obituary, and not nice things were said about him. So he set out to use his wealth, etc., to change the way he would be remembered as, rather than this man who created this thing that's killing everyone from miners to soldiers. He did something positive with his legacy.
It's a very good legacy. I mean, look at how it played out. It's not bad. Most people would want to be remembered with their name so well known, right?
Correct.
Sorry. So I got to head back over to my little dustbin of stuff here. The live stream is gone. It's too bad. But DK, do you happen to have a recording at all of the live stream with what's her name, the ousted PM and the head of the lettuce?
No, I don't. I didn't record it. I mean,
damn it.
It's a fucking long live stream, but yeah.
Yeah. But there was a great live stream. Can Liz Truss outlast a head of lettuce? And the lettuce had a funny face on it and whatnot, and it was a picture of her on the table. And then when she was ousted or left or whatever the hell you want to say, and that's a good topic of conversation. They had like disco lights going. The lettuce won, and it was funny as hell. But
the lettuce lasted longer than Liz Truss.
Yeah, but now here's the thing. Okay, we got a couple of Brits here, so we probably have somebody with at least a half decent opinion on it. But as far as I understand, she was actually in office in like a proper legal sort of it all transpired way, and was literally chased with the pitchforks of social media from a job that she actually earned. Is that not really what happened in a nutshell, or am I wrong?
I think it's a lot more complicated than that. But I do like to think that, in early days of her political career, she sat there thinking, one day I will be prime minister, not realizing that we should be prime minister for like one day.
Yeah. 45 days, the shortest serving prime minister we've ever had. Now, in terms of like, if the prime minister ever resigns, it's because first and foremost she needs full support of a cabinet, right? Without support of the cabinet, or full support, 100% support of the cabinet, then it's not going to work. Because then that's why you saw cabinet ministers resigning when things started going tits up with the economy and the things that she was planning on doing. And then second of all, you need support from your backbenchers as well. In other words, the rest of the MPs. So unless you're getting more than half of support from the backbenchers, then your position becomes completely untenable. And that's pretty much what happened with Liz Truss. Because what they realised is, her backbenchers and MPs realised is that her economic policies that she was going to try and push forward were just vastly unpopular. Very unpopular also with the Tory membership as well. You know,
Yeah,
so
but they voted her in.
yeah, well,
they're the ones who chose her. That's what I don't
absolutely. Yeah,
understand.
that's what gets me. That's what gets me. I don't understand it. I don't understand. I really don't get it. But I think that's what they realise is because the electorate, when they started holding polls and all the rest of it, were really against it. Because what she was planning on doing was really gambling with the country's economy in a very, very big way. So it was only going to go in two ways. It was either going to go really well or it was going to go horribly wrong. And if it's going to go horribly wrong, we're talking about near collapse of the economy. We could end up as a European third world country. You know, this is what people that's what people were worried about. You know, so why they suddenly decided that. You know, they voted because don't forget. I mean, it's the MPs that do the narrowing down to two cabinets, right? And then it goes to the voting of the membership as a whole. So you know, out of the two evils, I suppose they thought the Liz Truss was the lesser of the two evils, really. So you know, it should have been.
I mean, not talking conspiracy, but there's been rumblings that Boris might come back. And maybe, you know, she basically took the fall for Boris for this like political game that might be happening. Yeah. And so he'll just like come back into power as prime minister.
The thing about Boris Johnson is a little bit more than a rumor, a little bit more than just a bit of conspiracy. No, he's basically coming back to assess the situation. He's not confirmed anything, but he could very well be in the running again.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a real possibility. And nothing's been confirmed, but yeah, he could well come back. Who knows?
I mean, to be honest with you, I would prefer Boris just to come back than just go through all that shenanigans all over again and just again come up with the second best version of Truss. Let's give it to the runner up. The winner didn't work out. Let's try the runner up next. Yeah, what is this Bake Off? What the fuck are we talking about here? We're talking about running the country.
Question: Can you actually? I haven't followed British politics that much. Exactly what kind of policies? I have an idea, but I'm not sure. Was it like basically gut the safety nets and privatize the NHS and do a whole bunch of other shit? Or what she was trying to do?
What pushed her out was economic policy. I mean, the NHS thing has been an ongoing thing for decades.
Yeah, that will go on forever.
That'll go on for a long time. Yeah.
What was the economic policy?
Well, basically, cutting the tax. Well, the main one that people most deeply hurt about was actually cutting the taxes of the highest income earners. That's what they were talking about doing, while everybody else has to pay higher taxes and pay higher,
they do that here in America all the time, and then the people at the lower end say it's not fair, but then they keep voting for it.
Yeah, but you see, that's the gamble, because I mean, in some ways it could work, right? Because if you think about who's going to provide jobs. Right, it's the people that really have the money that are going to provide the jobs. So the theory is, if you cut the taxes, they're more likely to actually invest and actually keep their businesses and investments here in the UK. But the thing is, they don't. If you look at the richest people, where would you put your investments? You put them offshore, don't you? Tax free, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then you go to the cheapest labor pools imaginable.
Exactly. So there's that. So then, if you actually allow the poorer people, like the middle class or the lower classes, have more money, what do they do? What do they do with their money? They spend it. They spend it in the economy.
Spend it at the pubs. They spend it at McDonald's. They create jobs.
Alcohol, tobacco, and all the rest of it. Alcohol, tobacco, might not be particularly healthy, but it's the highest taxed products in the UK. And all the rest of it, they're going to be spending it here in the country, so it makes more sense that actually more money that should go into their pockets than when you cut the taxes to the rich.
That's why I smoke and drink for Britain.
Exactly, you're good for the economy. You're great for the economy. Yeah, because all the taxes you're paying. I mean, that's the most heavily taxed goods in the economy.
Tell me about it.
Tobacco, fuel, and alcohol. That's why our alcohol is far more expensive than in Canada and the US.
That whole trickle down theory doesn't work. And I'm trying to remember Paulson. I should know who the head of the chairman is, but I'm head of the Federal Reserve. He's basically promising massive layoffs because they think that you stop inflation by basically crushing wages. But there's a giant war on, right? Second largest oil producer in the world is Russia. No one wants to buy their shit. Ukraine's big on energy and food. And when the Ukraine war started, the same amount of increase in the price of gas that we had in about 1.5 years happened in 3 months.
Yeah. Well, Clive Well's worried as well. She wants to raise interest rates, which is a bit of a weird one in conjunction with cutting taxes, and particularly with the with the highest income earners. It is a bit weird. I don't know, but the Bank of England have control over that anyway. So yeah. It was a bit of a gamble. Whoever takes over now is going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're going to find it hard to actually find somebody who's really willing to put themselves forward.
I'll do it.
Somebody has. I think there already is a couple of candidates. I think somebody said, I missed the news earlier on, but I think I heard somebody's got the necessary 100 signatures to go forward.
What? You saying I'm in the running? Hooray! It's party time.
There we go. We're done. DK's taken over. It's solved.
Yeah. Go on. I'll tell you what, our subscribers would go up.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, you're going to have to become a Tory member. So you're going to have to join that, and then you're going to have to persuade everybody that you'll be good.
I can do that.
There you go. Yeah, you can do that.
I was in India.
I was very, very, very
drunk. Yeah.
I should.
DKG, do you happen to have thousands of years ago any connection to the crown? Because I remember, there was this guy on Jeopardy, right? He was 400th in line, and Alex Trebek told him that if he went on a killing spree, he could be king. Have you considered that?
Yes, I do have Scottish royalty inside me.
Yeah,
but
how many of them?
Yeah, but only when you're drunk and you don't do it on camera.
Yeah, no, one at a time as well. Not all at the same time. Oh dear me.
I should give a big shout out. We've got a little fundraiser going to help a couple of people with little ones who, for various reasons, it's just not working out, and Halloween was going to suck. It's the pinned comment in our chat. It's a little blue bar up at the top. You can just click. And, if you're somebody who wants to contribute and help, and no pressure, you don't have to, it's all good. It goes to a couple of families who could use a little help making sure Halloween is good for the little ones. We're pretty close to our goal. We're pretty close. So a huge thanks to everybody yesterday when we first shouted it out that jumped in and gave a little hand. It's awesome. It's awesome because Halloween is big for kids. So, we had to jump in and help.
Yeah,
so,
No pressure. No pressure. It's just that you don't donate, then DKG is going to kick your teeth in.
I would also like to mention that any donations on my fundraiser live stream tonight, which, by the way, my daughter, the Empress of Mars, is doing a live reading tonight.
It's going to be awesome.
Reading a book tonight. Any donations over what we need to get her a replacement telescope mount, I will donate. I will then forward it to the Halloween fundraiser.
Awesome. Yeah, we got to get the link out. Have you got the event up already? Loki, get the damn link out so we can get this shield. If you didn't see the last live stream they did, Loki's daughter is just all over it. She's so good on the microphone and interacting with people and paying attention to the stream. Like, she's a real natural. It's really cool. We're
going to put her in charge.
Yeah,
I put it in chat under my astronomy channel, Backyard Observatory. So the link's in there.
I gotta give Colin a shout out in the chat, or Space Wolf in the chat. DKG Custom for Prime Rib Minister. But yeah, Loki's stream tonight, the big astronomy stream, is a big deal because this little wonder really needs that little upgrade to make sure her astronomy life and her scientific learning continues. It's a big deal.
Plus, I get to pump her full of coffee. No, not really, but I'm sure she'll have enough energy for the both of us.
Where's the link? Have you put it in the chat, Loki? Or
yes, look for Backyard Observatory.
Oh,
what? In the main chat? What do you mean? Did you not put the link in? What do you mean? I don't understand. I can't see. I can't
Maybe
see.
It didn't show up. Here, I'll post it in the green room.
You got to be. That other channel's probably not modded, so the link is just gone, right? Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're mod, you won't be able to post a link.
I see Matt's link for backdoor astronomy, but no.
I told you not to say anything about that channel. Quiet. Keep that link. There you go. Loki's stream later is here. There you go. Dick's got it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm also going to do a little special thing once Orion clears my roof and tree. I'm going to be doing a region cam on an old barn door tracker that covers just the constellation of Orion. So any meteors passing through the constellation of Orion for the Orion meteor shower we'll end up seeing. And I'll be doing a high frame rate on that.
Cool. It'll be awesome. Here, let me get that copied in again. There we go. And let me get that other one copied in again as well.
Toad in the chat. Start telling her it's not magic, it's math. Actually, funny thing. I've taught her that magic is simply science that we don't understand yet.
That's funny.
Donald Duck in Math Magic Land. Go and watch it. It was one of the best cartoons I ever saw.
Okay, so let's see here. I had something else popped up, but I do have a slight, my computer's acting really glitchy right now, and I'm a little concerned for the stream and its longevity. So I'm trying not to click much. I had something else I wanted to bring up, but at this time I'm quite concerned to even try to click it. So I think we're on. Yeah, I think we're on our own for now, and we're just gonna make this shit up as we fucking go. What are you gonna do?
Uh-oh.
Complain to Microsoft and get ignored?
Well, yeah, that's what they do, right? Hey, single white female. Thank you. Awesome. Glad you're here. There probably is more than a couple of things to bring up about the situation in Iran right now, but I'm pretty sure that's what Aimee's going to be covering again tomorrow, because it's just such an evolving situation that instead of 2 minutes of blah blah, I mean, it's kind of a whole show unto itself. So we'll get to that tomorrow.
Yeah, best not us discuss it. The uninformed bunch of morons.
Yeah, it's.
All I have to say is Ayatollah, fuck your face.
It'll be like asking Top Gear to do a fucking video about it.
Too bad I don't have a clip of the intro song to play right there. Yeah, fucking spam porn bots tonight. I think we've had 2 or 3 already. What the hell? We've barely been on for an hour, just over, right? Come on. Seriously?
It must be my sexy voice that does it.
How can
you know the thing to do as well that actually helps, and you criticize me, Dick, for putting slow mode on for like 5 seconds, and that helps with that. Exactly that sort of thing. So it's harder for people to actually spam because they have to wait 5 seconds between each chat. So it's not a bad thing to do,
Yeah, but it's a bot, not a human. It doesn't care. It just keeps retrying until it gets through. You're just annoying normal people.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only they're only going to post every 5 seconds, isn't it? So by the time they got 2 out, you probably got it deleted and sorted by the time he gets any more than out, you know? So
Yeah.
that's the way I did it. See, because I saw you criticizing me in the chat in my stream.
Yeah,
I saw you.
Subscriber mode helps more, but at the same time, some people just aren't ready until they've watched you a few times. So that's one of those, we do it on the Starsky Ukraine update stream because otherwise there's too many bots. Subscriber mode really helps with that. But
and we should at this point say, that if you are a bot and you're in the chat and you having trouble to communicate, please call this number right now. People will be there to listen to you and talk through your issues. We're here to help.
Yeah, it's 1-800 fuck off. That's the number.
Oh, that's funny. The whole thing of scammers and bots and whatnot on the social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook and I don't do TikTok because I hate vertical video, but I'm sure they're there as well. It's out of control. There's got to be something in the background these tech giants who literally make billions per quarter kind of thing could do. Come on, guys, really?
Dick, one of these days, what we're going to do is if we ever meet or ever get round to your house, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie you to a chair. I'm going to glue matchsticks to your eyes so you can't close them. And then I'm going to put a clamp on your head and facing your monitor screen, and I'm going to play vertical videos on you all day long.
No, that would kill me. I want to give a huge shout out to NA in the chat. So much bacon for you, my friend. Awesome. Big donation to the Halloween Kids Fund, and we are really close now. And
thanks, Annie.
Yeah, that's awesome. And yes, I read the messages carefully, NA. All good.
NA has been like a massive supporter, I think, of this community for quite a number of years now, hasn't he? He's been around a long time. He's been a great supporter. Really has.
Yeah. Oh, NA here. This is for you, dude. I want to show you something really cool that I found on the net. This is the one place that you and I would never go to read a book. Look at that. The bacon-free library. Boo. Boo. Boo.
Who comes up with a name like that for a library, for fuck's sake? What the hell? That's not really the library, is it? It's not. Tell me that's not true.
To me, it has to be that somebody named Bacon and somebody named Free were the ones that helped build it. Like, come on.
Are you sure that's not photoshopped on there?
Yeah.
Surely not.
Yeah, I mean, blow it up and start over again. You're right, Mipet. I was saving that for a Twitter post to tag NA in, but I had to use it there because that was just too funny. Motherfucking bacon-free building. Don't you ever take me there. I mean, my God. Let's face it, carrot juice is murder. Mm-hmm. It's an hilarious song by a Canadian band from years ago. Look it up. Carrot Juice is Murder. You'll laugh your fucking head off. If you want a copy, I will drop it in our Shills general chat in the social club so everybody can have a listen. It's funny as hell.
Talking about murder of carrots and things like that, there are a group of people out there that are kind of like, the best way to describe it as extreme vegans, right? They will not eat anything unless it's fallen from the plant itself. So if it's fallen on the ground, they'll eat it. So
wow.
you can't. In other words, they won't kill plants in order to get the food. So they will only wait for the plant to die, which produces food. So you could potentially get potatoes. So you might be able to get your potatoes at least.
Well, that's a Darwin Award waiting to happen.
It is, isn't it? It's like, how do you survive? Like, you need your carbohydrates. I don't know whether you'll be able to get potatoes. By the time the plant dies, the potato plant, they're probably rotten, aren't they? And you dig them up. I don't know. Where'd you get your carbohydrates? Where'd you get your protein from? I mean, holy crap. But there are people out there. I promise you there is. They do exist.
There's also people out there that make young broccoli bleed in the soup. How dare you?
I mean, holy shit! My dad used to put live crabs into the pot to boil them. I mean, like, Jesus.
Uncage your tomatoes.
Let them free. Let them free.
Don't mash that potato.
It's cruel. Yeah. Don't.
Yeah. I mean, for the love of God, eat a cow instead.
It's far more humane.
Soylent Green is flirt.
Is DKG still here? He's not doing his job with these pop-ups.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing something else. Hang on.
Oh, okay. we got William up here for the last 10 minutes.
I'm trying to find something that got lost in the chat that somebody wanted to talk about, and I'm just not sure I can even get there anymore. What I'm going to do is, I know somebody else can figure it out for me, and we'll do it at like the end of the show or something. That way I have time to sort this out. I seem to be lost, but I'm having like some I don't know if it's operating system or software glitches, but I'm a little hesitant to switch from app to app right now. I'm kind of stuck where I am, and that's kind of it. You know, I'm just leaving well enough alone to make sure it lasts.
What a pity you didn't have a better computer, you know, like someone with an M1 chip.
Well, that you know my idea, DK. My idea is to get myself to an Mac Studio inside of maybe a year. But because we want to move from Google Meets to that other platform, I'm going to do a simple CPU upgrade first because I only need a few more cores, and then that way I'm not putting much into the computer I have now financially, and I can save up for the upgrade. Right? It's the way to do it. But I can't wait.
How much do you think you'd end up spending upgrading to get it to that point? We can do NDO.
Well, mine to upgrade the chip I have now with the components I have now to something with more cores is actually only about $300, and then from there I'm totally fine, and I can just wait and put the cash together for a Mac Studio. But I can't wait to go back to Mac now that the Studio came out. Oh my God, I can't wait. Yes, M2M, shut up.
well, let's hope they don't fuck it up between now and then.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's glorious.
What makes you think I was going to say a word about that now?
Because you're an uninformed idiot, Mac hater. So there you go.
That's probably true. Yeah, the uninformed bit. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, absolutely. No, don't worry. But we're on your side sometimes, Matt. Don't worry about it.
I'm not bothered.
Well, it's like the latest iPad they brought out. Everyone's talking about it and saying, "What the fuck are you doing, Apple?" It's like you completely fucked it up. Yeah.
Oh, so really?
They do these sort of things, Well, they brought out a new iPad that's got USB-C plug on it, but it doesn't work with the new Apple Pencil. It only works with the Apple Pencil 1, which has a what do you call it? The little sticky out pluggy thing. What do you call it? Oh, the name escapes me now. But not USB-C. And what you used to do is you used to take the Apple Pencil and plug it into the iPad to charge it up. But no, you can't do that. But they're willing to sell you a little adapter for $20.
Yeah, there you go. See,
it's like, I mean, Matt, yeah, you're absolutely right as far as Apple is concerned. Sometimes they just do things like off the charts stupid. and it's unbelievable that why they do it. When they get it right, it's fucking amazing. But when they do stupid things like that, it's like, who's in charge of it? Is Liz Truss still in charge of Apple? What the fuck's going on here?
I mean, that seems to have been happening since Steve Jobs died, right? I mean, it's never been. The company's never been the same since he died. Because I mean, there's no way he would have allowed something like that, would he?
I don't know. I think he's had some, he had some major fuck ups in his history too. So Steve Jobs was not as much of a genius as everybody likes to think he was, but he was a great man. But fucking cunt.
But I mean, one thing. Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but there's one thing. I mean, he was a driver for perfection. I mean, he was also known to listen to his consumers. I mean, he was pretty good at that. That's what makes me think that I don't think he would have allowed that sort of stupid stuff to keep going on.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right. I don't understand where it's coming from in an organization like that. It's just it's just basic stuff. Just don't fuck up the basics.
Yeah. They've pushed thermals in their designs to the point where you've got a chip that never even gets to unleash its full performance at times. Like crap like that is crazy. But in the tech industry and in, all of, the, different markets where people are putting out products, there's always companies that push compromise too far in the name of, oh, we want to be thinner. Oh, we want to be first and blah, blah. And it's bullshit. We pay huge for, beta problems.
There's a lot of tech compromises. Yeah. All across the board. It's not just Apple. They all seem to be doing it. It's more to do with, we've got to hit these dates because people are expecting new stuff and, they want to have the new stuff. So just get it out as quick as you can. Because because they want people to buy the new phones and just keep recycling stuff. I don't know.
DK, this whole thing where we always need new is gotten to the point of insanity where every time we get a new version of Android, a new version of this, that, and blah, 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 it's bug ridden as hell because they're so focused on remaking the interface and, putting a fancy transition here and there instead of just fucking make the code better. Just make it work better. Stop fucking around. But they don't, right? And we always like when was the last time anybody bought a PC game that was actually bug free at the start? They don't bother anymore because they can just ship an update. It's bullshit. We get fucked. But that's a huge rant unto itself, right? Absolutely. I will say, though, looking at the whole tech industry as a whole, the ability for companies to track what we do and monitor what we do and stuff is way out of hand, and needs to be curtailed and brought back in through legislation in a big way. Oh my God, it's out of control. Thoughts?
Sorry. I'm going to create an app, right, that will give me the legal right to attach someone else's lips to someone else's ass. And then when someone pisses me off, who's famous or whatever, I will say, you signed this.
Yeah. I've said it before, but there was a certain charm to the old 8-bit computer era when your operating system was built into a chip on the board and there was no online updates. They just had to fucking get it right. Now, sure, the code was way more simple back then, but still, they shipped stuff that worked out of the box. I miss that.
It had to be done right, or else you'd get something like the Therac, which kept killing people. It was a device that was nuclear medicine, a particle accelerator that kept killing people because it was bug-ridden.
Yeah. Here, we haven't done...
If I remember correctly, it was just like a single line of code. It was just like something minuscule that made it bad.
Here, we haven't done any of the
Sorry, go on, carry on.
Oh, wait, we haven't done any of the gags. I'm just going to have Mallory get abducted here. Hold on. Always makes me smile. Go ahead.
I think she has been abducted. Not seen her for ages.
Yeah. Well, a little busy during our times, and there's some, life things and stuff. So we'll be soon. Here, let's send Monkey at the screen too. It's a funny one. It's more funny when you have an idiot's face on the screen, but even still.
Oh, that's a point. Do we have one this week? I had a video of an idiot all set up and ready for us to watch as an in-between transition during the night. But with how my computer's running and stuff, I'm scared to click over and hit it because I think it's just going to fucking crash OBS. And, like right now, my system shouldn't be doing this, but I'm peaking way up into 90% usage on my CPU. And I don't know what's going on, but I just don't want to touch anything. It should be running at like 40% right now. I don't know what the deal is. It might be one of the not so ready for production plugins for OBS 28 that I installed and tried and maybe shouldn't have. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll figure it out after.
No, I totally get you because I'm doing this show, so I have multiple windows open. Plus, I have all the windows open for my live stream. So my computer's going, stop, please, stop, please. Can I die now? Yeah, that's what mine's doing. You know the feeling. Exactly.
And meanwhile, my computer's going, I am a computer, a brain the size of a planet, and I'm doing a stream.
Oh, it's funny. In this day and age, though, come in. Yeah, go for it.
My computer, $2,400, right? Not even 6 months old, is doing the. I don't know how to actually have a CPU fan that doesn't go bad in 6 months. Kind of like sucks.
Yeah, indeed. I just think there's not enough accountability for the amount of money spent on some software and the fact that it's, sometimes half-ass at best. There's been times when Adobe didn't deserve $1 because it was just an absolute mess. And fuck subscriptions, you pieces of trash. Oh my God, I can't even get started on that or I'll start going.
One of the things that causes software to be such shit. Take graphic art software. Blender does virtually everything, and it's less than 300 megabytes. And yet you have Maya and 3D Max and all those. They're multiple gigabytes because it's actually cheaper just to ship everything with old code that's not even being used anymore. And then sometimes the old code reactivates and causes issues. It's really like, because we have so much storage space now, they don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's the developers always seem to code for the expected top end user base of a generation, because then the people that get those devices used can do it afterwards, and it seems to work out financially for them, but they always do it in a wasteful way. Hey, Randolph, how's it going, man? I find Randolph was somebody who could agree on this, I'm sure, in many different ways. There's just some lazy code out there. It's a joke. Oh, shout out to Backyard Observatory. Thank you for the sub. That's funny. So where are we here? Okay, yeah. We're about, we got about 20 minutes or so to go. I'm still seeing like peaks in my usage, so I'm not clicking around. I'm not doing it. We're just going to have to run with what we brung here. Damn it! I hate this. This whole switch to OBS 28 has really fucked me up.
Look, Dick,
never should have yet.
All right, okay. I know how to sort this. Okay. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll just get your balls out. Okay. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Yeah.
Oh no, please don't do that. Please don't get your balls out.
No. I'm juggling.
Yeah, but they're sweaty. They're horrible.
I'm juggling live on stream right now.
Oh god.
There we go.
So that'll hurt. That'll hurt.
4 balls.
No. 4.
Oh, and an axe. Oh. I'm going to start doing the fire breathing.
And do some Jedi mind tricks while you're at it.
And Dick says we're not entertaining enough.
You
might not entertain you.
You might burn your balls as well, though. You don't do that.
No, I won't burn your balls. No.
You sure?
No, my wife has them in a jar. What are you talking about? There you go. That's your entertainment for tonight. And it took no processing power from the Shills whatsoever.
There you go. Yay!
I can do a strip tease as well if you want.
Yeah, easy now, big fella. Let's get the link to Loki's show into the live chat again here. Here's the Backyard Observatory live stream link here. Just do what you're told and follow the link. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing the little 15-minute break just to see.
Yeah.
Plus the other problem is yeah, I have like 10 windows open on my desktop right now, so I'm actually losing things. It took me about 5 minutes just to find the green room window again.
Well, you're supposed to go live soon. You just did the 15-minute thing. So what we'll do is we'll wrap this up in like 5 minutes here, hit the credit button, and then that way we can get everybody over to your channel.
Okay. Yeah, because what I plan to do is I plan to go live at on the hour.
Okay.
So we'll do it that way.
Yeah, that'll give us time to tweet it out and put it in the Discord and whatnot and get everybody activated and ready.
Yeah, I thought you might have been doing the 15-minute trick thing. Let us know if it works. Try that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shh. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
So on that note, I think I'm going to head out, guys, so that I can get all this stuff together and get the little one ready. Oh,
yeah,
she's so
cool,
excited.
man.
She's so excited.
And
awesome.
just don't do it the Dick Dawson way, where you push it back 15 minutes instead of forward.
Fuck, that was funny. Thought for sure I knew what I was doing. Oh well. I wasn't even like drunk or anything. It was the whole changing of the show times. I was like, okay, so we'll put it ahead 15 minutes. Oh yeah, but I totally goofed that one. Oh, what do you do?
One way around.
Yeah. Yeah, I ended up going backwards 15 minutes. It was just stupid.
Started 50 minutes earlier instead of later.
Yeah. Oh, well. You know. Hey, I learned from the best, right, Randolph? So, yeah, well, you know, okay, Loki, why don't you start the good nights and goodbyes and whatnot, and then that way you can, you know, kiss the fellow babies goodbye and get the Empress all ready.
Okay. So, from what I caught, it was pretty interesting subjects tonight. When I popped on, it was that big steam-powered AT-AT that you guys had up earlier.
Yeah, that was
quite sure
funny.
what the hell that was about.
Is that no? That was which one? Yeah, that one. There we go.
I want one of those.
Totally.
So fun as per usual. Fun in the chat. You guys are awesome for watching the show. And I will catch you guys later. So who's next?
Awesome. Let's go with M2M and that lovely phallic looking shuttle.
You like my phallic shuttle, do you? You like rockets? No, he was always interesting as always, and don't know what else to say really. Thanks for having me on. Been great as always.
We're turning to you at the end as well because we got to do our thingy there. So yeah, and DK, what do you think, buddy?
I think nothing because my brain is fucking empty. What do you? It was a great show, you know. Obviously, you ran out of steam. The AT-ST or the ATAT steam-powered ATAT is not working in your brain. You ran out because you can't press buttons because your computer is fucking useless. So, we'll have to figure out why.
What you mean? You mean he's not using a Mac?
No, he's not using a Mac.
Oh,
no.
what?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I thought we were using a Mac. There you go.
If only he asked me to do the show for him, but never mind. So yeah, we'll see you all again next week, and we'll talk about the schedules of the shows this week. I cut Dick Dawson off last night when he was about to do the announcements for the show. So yesterday we had pub chat. So if you want to see yesterday's show, go back and watch that. We had the City Shills show tonight, which is on now. So if you haven't watched it,
that's now.
Then I don't know why I'm talking to you, because if you haven't watched it, then you wouldn't be listening to me. That's gone weird.
Fucking time travelers.
Yeah, I know. Right, and so tomorrow we have Starsky. We have the Starsky updates. We got the silly little man in Ukraine doing stupid stuff with guns and bullets and stuff. I don't know what that's about. It must be important. And then we have the Uncalled For on Sunday, which I think is going ahead this Sunday.
Yes, as far as I know, it's going to be covering events in Iran again, but that could change because you never know what comes up in the world that pisses Aimee off, and she's just got to get it off her chest. So we'll see what comes up, but it will be good.
See how it goes. And so that's the end of the updates for this week, and the same again next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. But having said that, on Saturday the 29th, which is next Saturday, we have one additional show. It's just going to be a super duper special Halloween special. Be there or be a completely sort of like, four-sided shape or a cunt, whatever you like. It's going to be a good show, and Dick doesn't know very much about it. So
spooky. Is it going to be spooky?
I don't know.
Scary as well, maybe.
I don't know if it's going to be scary, but it's going to be something. I tell you what, Matt, it's going to be something.
Yeah, it's going to be something. It's going to be great. Is what it's going to be.
It's going to be great, or 2 hours you'll never get back. One or the other.
Yeah, we'll
see you there.
That's a choice that comes up weekly around here. Commander, what do you think? Thoughts and wrap-ups?
I think that if someone thinks carrot juice is murder and tomatoes need to be uncaged, but you have a problem eating animals, I have only one suggestion for you. Soylent Green. It's made entirely of orc, and right now, orc meat is really, really cheap and being generously supplied by Vladimir Putin and the awesomeness of the armed forces of Ukraine. So get it while it's available.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we should thank some of the orcs for providing their bodies as fertilizer for lovely Ukrainian sunflowers. If the rest of you would hurry up and play along, we'd be over this fucking situation. On that note, I think it's time to turn over to M to take us through a little something before we end.
Yeah, we just want to end on a little bit of a sad note, fortunately. It's from a good friend in the chat, Slicks666. He's asked us to read this message for everybody. And it goes as follows. He says, thank you for everyone for keeping me company in these difficult times. About 36 hours ago, I left my friend's flat with my support worker to get him something from the pharmacy. When we got back, he had passed away. I tried my best to get him in the position to do CPR, but because he was a large person, I couldn't move him. My support workers stayed with me for hours, and more turned up to help. The ambulance crew and police were fantastic, helping me, and I can't thank them enough. My friend was pronounced dead at 1:30 p.m. UK time. His cousin drove past on the way home and asked if everything was okay. I just said, park your car. He found out what happened from the police. I managed to contact his brother in the US, and that was one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do. Since then, I've managed to get some sleep, and I've eaten a little bit. We've loved each other, but our mental health got in the way. But now I have a hole in my life that will never be filled. Being here with you helps a lot. I've got a good amount of support here, but with you, I'm not alone. Thank you very much. So many condolences for your loss, Slick66, and I hope that helps. Thank you.
Yeah, big shout, man. Absolutely. Stay tough out there, Slick. I think at this point we're just ready to say goodnight and send this one into the fucking ether. What do you think, fellow babies? Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Don't forget to click the little buttons.
Oh,
Good night, everybody.
tickle those buttons down there. We never ever say that. And DK does not mean those humongous fucking balls.
It's over. Go home.